Let's go! Hey guys, on my previous video, as you guys can recall, I said that I was going to do a review series of, well, the last year, 2012, leading up to the present, which is 2013. So we're going to start off with the first pay-per-view of 2012. It is the 2012 Royal Rumble, also known as the 25th anniversary of the Royal Rumble, making it a silver kind of celebration year or something like that. So let's get dug into the first Royal Rumble of 2012, the first pay-per-view of 2012. First match on the Royal Rumble pay-per-view card was a triple threat steel cage match for the World Heavyweight Championship. The participants in this match were the World Heavyweight Champion, the reigning defending World Heavyweight Champion Daniel Bryan, taking on the Big Show and Mark Henry in a triple threat match. And basically this was all this match was. It was just a cat and mouse game between Daniel Bryan, Big Show and Mark Henry. Daniel Bryan just tried, every time he tried to escape the cage, Big Show always used to get him and take him out. He used to throw him out on the steel cage, he used to throw him, and when he wasn't throwing Daniel Bryan, he was picking up a fight with the Big Show, with Mark Henry. And whenever Mark Henry and Big Show were fighting, it was just Daniel Bryan trying to escape. And well, the only time Daniel Bryan had some offense in this match was when he came and he took out Big Show with it, taking out his knee. He took out Mark Henry and he put Big Show in the no lock, yes lock, label lock, whatever you prefer. And well, and then Mark Henry came, and we saw the ending of this match was when Mark Henry was about to give Daniel Bryan the World's Strongest Slam. Big Show gave the KO punch to Mark Henry, and then Daniel Bryan, well, he tried very hard. He was on the top of the cage, but Big Show also ran straight after him, you know, referring back to that cat and mouse game. And then it was Daniel Bryan right at the edge of the cage. He was just about to be down, and then Big Show had him right on his arm. He was clinging onto him. He was like holding on to him. He didn't want Daniel Bryan to win and regain his championship, but Daniel Bryan was struggling. He was wiggling away, you know, like a predator and a prey. Daniel Bryan was the prey, Big Show the predator, but Daniel Bryan created enough distance to slip away from Big Show's oily hands and well regain the World Heavyweight Championship. For a starting match at a pay-per-view that defines the road to WrestleMania, this was actually pretty good. It was a good opener, something to get the crowd fired up, you know, for the later main events and the Royal Rumble match. And well, I'd rate this an 7.5 out of 10. I mean, the majority of this match was just Daniel Bryan running away and getting slammed into a cage, and then Mark Henry and Big Show fighting each other just to make Big Show the stronger and bigger man, prevailing over Mark Henry. So yeah, that's that match. Let's move on to the second. Well, let's move on to the bit after the match. Before I get any further with this review serious video, I'd just like to say it's a very hot day. That's why people are outside enjoying the weather, having barbecues, having parties, having fun at the park, at the beach, whatever. So that's why you may hear a bit of a noise in the background. You know, that's perfectly natural. Let's move on. Next, it was a John Cena promo. Obviously this is going to be long because it's John Cena. He tends to make everything long. Matches, promos, segments, everything like that. So obviously this is going to be long. This was just a bit of a promo, like summing up The Rock and John Cena at WrestleMania 28. Obviously now that's like a year ago. Yeah, so we're just saying how he's obviously beaten world champions, you know, he's done all that, and it's gonna be once in a lifetime when it wasn't, because we had it next year, and how he's a global superstar. he's a founder. He's a founder of that charities, and he does all that kind of stuff. And how this match at WrestleMania 28 against The Rock means everything. And obviously we get to see how Cena lost to The Rock, but that'll be my WrestleMania review. Creepy. So let's move on to a match instead of a segment slash promo. It's just way too hot. I ain't gonna go topless because that's a bit too extreme. So yeah, sorry. Yeah, what was it? Next was an 8 Divas tag team match, meaning there was 4 Divas on each team. It was the Divas of Doom, Beth Phoenix and Natalya, and the Bella Twins taking on Kelly, Eve Torres, Alicia Fox, and Tamina Snuka. I only like 2 things about this match. One, when all the Divas was fighting on the outside, Kelly did a high flying, went airborne and took every Diva out there. And the second bit was when Beth Phoenix just grabbed Kelly, gave the glam slam out of nowhere. You can't, it's unexpected. It can happen any time, that glam slam. So yeah, stay out, even though she has been suspended and she's gone. Yeah, so they won. Beth Phoenix, the Divas of Doom and the Bella Twins won after Beth Phoenix gave Kelly the glam slam and won the match for their team. Let's move on to the next match slash promo slash segment. The next match was Kane, the big red monster, taking on John Cena. This match only occurred because they don't need Cena to be in the Royal Rumble, but they need Cena to be at a pay-per-view in some kind of feud rivalry. So they decide to get the big red monster back after 6 to 7 long months and challenge Cena at Royal Rumble. This match doesn't reach a decision though, pinfall, submission, count out. But basically, the start of this match was just Cena trying to gain some offense, but Kane taking him out. Cena trying to take some offense, Kane taking him out. Then we saw Cena finally taking Kane out the ring. They went all the way backstage and started fighting there. But then we saw Kane give Cena about 25 chair shots. That gave Kane time to go find Zack Ryder. And then, he caught Zack Ryder out the wheelchair, took him to the ring and gave him a tombstone pile driver. Then Cena came out trying to be Superman, but he tried to lift Kane up, but he was too damaged because of the chair shots. Kane gave him a choke slam, but he didn't pin him, he didn't make him submit, so there was no official winner for this match. So it ended in a no contest. We'll find out how this rivalry goes in the next video known as Elimination Chamber Review. But anyway, let's move on to the next match slash segment slash promo. Next, it was a promo for The Rock. WWE thought, to kill some more time, we've already had a John Cena promo, so why not just throw in a Rock promo? Seriously, this was stupid. It was basically The Rock, all the highlights of his career, how he's a big movie star, he does stuff for charity as well, and how the match is big for him and it would define who he is in history, the great one, and he only has to beat John Cena, stuff like that. Let's move on, I can't take any of this anymore. Next we had our first and final squash match. It was Brodus Clay, the Funkasaurus. He was new at the time, obviously now he's renowned. Yeah, he had a squash match against a jobber who was back then was a jobber and now he's a jobber. That says a lot about this guy. This guy's name is Drew McIntyre, the Scottish guy, yeah. The Scottish guy. The Scottish in the 3MB band trio. The guy loses like every match. Yeah, it was him taking on the Funkasaurus. Obviously this match was 1 to 2 minutes. All we saw was Drew McIntyre trying to get some offense, squaring up Clay in the corner, but then Clay was like, let's get funky. I was like, what the fuck? and then they brawled. Obviously Clay with the weight advantage, the power advantage, took out Drew McIntyre, ended the match with a splash in the corner, and then a big splash in the middle of the ring for the 1, 2, 3, and then he celebrated with his Funkadactyls. Obviously no one cared about him back then. He celebrated with some weird dance, and well, that's that. Let's move on to the match, next match, slash promo, slash segment. The next match I actually enjoyed. It was one of my best matches in 2012. It was the reigning defending WWE champion CM Punk taking on the #1 contender, the show off Dolph Ziggler. Obviously by now we've seen about that match 6-7 times, but it was like that match then had been done 4 times previously. It was like Ziggler won every single match and he beat Punk, so obviously John Laurinaitis, who was a special guest referee for this match, said that Dolph Ziggler was #1 contender, even though it was him that made Ziggler win because he distracted Punk, which gave Ziggler the chance to roll him up, gave him the zigzag or do something like that to win the match. So obviously there's some animosity stirring up between Punk and Laurinaitis. Making Laurinaitis the special guest referee made it even worse. But overall it was a good match. Ziggler obviously doing his showing off. The match was about 25 minutes. Ziggler showing off. CM Punk did a bit of showing off as well, which I found completely stupid because he didn't look like he could show off. At that stage he wasn't no best of the world or anything. So yeah, we saw some pretty good matches. We saw Ziggler get hit up with the GTS, that's to go to sleep, about 4 times. But every time he tried to pin him, John Laurinaitis would always interfere. This caused Punk to get angry, get angry with Laurinaitis. He set up Ziggler for the 4th, I think it was, GTS. He spinned him around, it hit Laurinaitis, took him out the ring. And then he hit Ziggler with the 4th GTS. But no referee was there to pin him because the other referee had been knocked out. And this made Punk even more angrier. He set Ziggler up for another GTS. Ziggler reversed it to a Faymaster, but Ziggler couldn't. He couldn't capitalize. And then we saw the ending of this match. We saw CM Punk slingshot Dolph Ziggler into the corner, put him into the GTS and hit him with it and actually pin him. And this time Laurinaitis actually came into the ring with the actual referee and gave the pin for the 1, 2, 3. And this match ended with CM Punk just sitting there. Obviously it was a long match, 20 to 25 minutes. CM Punk is exhausted, so yeah, I don't blame him. However, this isn't the last we see of John Laurinaitis, but that's for later on in the review series. For now, let's move on to the last match, known as the Royal Rumble. This should have been the main event, obviously because the pay-per-view's name is the Royal Rumble, but it wasn't that. It wasn't really that good, and the predicted winner was the guy I thought was going to win anyway. But yeah, this Royal Rumble renewed a lot of rivalries, like R-Truth and The Miz, Jinder Mahal and the Great Khali. We had that Sheamus, Randy Orton, we had Sheamus, Chris Jericho, we had a lot of them, Booker T and Cody Rhodes. We just had a lot of rivalries coming back, as like we even had the 3 commentators, Michael Cole, Jerry Lawler and Booker T, come out and compete in the match. We even had, I think his name was, what's his name now, the Axe guy, Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Even he was in the match, but sadly got eliminated. We had that, I think it was Billy Gunn. Yeah, Billy Gunn even came out. We had a lot of surprise entrants, but they all got eliminated easily like that. The ending of this match was, well, it was alright. We had the final 4. We had Big Show, who already competed, but somehow he got a second chance later on, but I don't know. We had Big Show, Chris Jericho, Randy Orton and Sheamus. Obviously we thought that some people thought Sheamus would win, some thought Orton, some Big Show and some Chris Jericho. So what did they do? They get everyone to take out Big Show, but it was only Randy Orton who eliminated him. Right after that, Chris Jericho capitalised and took out Randy Orton, eliminating him. Then it was Sheamus and Chris Jericho standing face to face, one on one, eye to eye. We saw, a bit of boring bits in this one-on-one standoff. But then right when Chris Jericho slapped Sheamus, that provoked him. The Irish Fury came right then. Because Sheamus's eyes just glared. He went like mad. You could just see him. His facial expressions, they went straight angry. He clobbered Jericho with loads of clotheslines, power slams, everything like that. But the match ended as well. We saw Sheamus dunk Chris Jericho on the outside, but Chris Jericho was hanging on by the apron. This made Sheamus hit him with a bro kick, eliminating him and making Sheamus the winner of the 2012 Royal Rumble match, entitling him to a main event title opportunity of a title of his choosing at WrestleMania 28 in the main event, even though the main event only lasted 18 seconds. Yeah, so that's my review done. The first review in this series that will span at least 16 to 17 videos. I hope you guys enjoyed my review. This is the first of another 12 to go, so we're just nearly there. 12 more to go and we've hit our target. We reviewed the whole year of 2012 all the way up to the current 2013 pay-per-view schedule. So, well, we're done. I've got nothing else to say, so I'll see you guys later. Don't forget to like, rate and subscribe. I'm the Ultimate Review 100% here. If you guys have no idea what I'm on about with this schedule thing and we're nearly there and whatever, just go to my previous video. It'll be in the link description box below and you'll find out exactly what I'm on about. The name is the current schedule or something like that. But that's about it. I'll see you guys later. Adios.